Hi, this is Christian Rodwell from Escape the Rat Race within 12 months. This week I'm really pleased to be able to interview Gerry Robert, who's the founder and president of Black Card Books. And Gerry's also the international best-selling author of The Millionaire Mindset. Now, Gerry's been working in marketing his entire career and has a wealth of experience to bring to the table. Gerry brought himself out of poverty to earn over $1 million in a single year, and he's now mentored some of the highest income earners in numerous industries. He really cares about people and he's great at what he does. His ideas are not conventional. He's provocative and innovative, and he gives practical ideas and strategies to build almost any business. Gerry's a wonderful guy. I'm really happy to go over to our interview now, which was recorded live at Gerry's Publish a Book and Grow Rich seminar recently in London in January 2015. A question on behalf of the group, Gerry. When we had our first meet-up last month, we had a really great turnout. Wow. And at the end of the meeting, I said, who wants to escape the rat race? Everyone put their hand up.
Sure.
And I said, OK, so what's stopping you? And I went around the room, and some of the answers that came back that were most common were fear, lack of ideas, confidence, courage and belief as reasons for stopping them. So with your experience, Gerry, all the people you've spoken to over the many years, what would be the one main reason that you see people that's holding them back?
Okay, so it wouldn't be the same thing as all those things that you just listed. I think on a much more practical level, it's they don't know how to replace their income. And so I'm assuming that people will have courage and persistence and all that, but they also need a specific thing that they could do to replace their income. Because if they could see where they could get their money to replace their income, they're much more apt to make a shift.
Sure.
So, for instance, if you look at most people's income, let's just say that the median income, let's just say, is $5,000. Would that be about right?
Probably a little bit more than most people.
So that's more than most people.
Yeah, per month?
So, yeah. So what I get people to do is this. Let's say it's $3,000 or $4,000.
Okay, yeah.
So you have to replace that kind of income. So what I do is I would say things like, well, if you sell something for $1,000, you only need 4 customers. If you sell something for $500, you only need 8. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
$250, you need 16.
Sure.
16 people buying something for $250.
Yeah.
Now, I'd even go a little bit further. I would say to people, you know, what is the absolute minimum you need to live for the next 3 months? Like strip away everything. No restaurants, no going to Disneyland, no, just a very basic. Most people in London could probably live on, if they had to really push it, probably for $1,000, $1,500.
$1,500, you know? That's the figure. Yeah.
So then you ask yourself, if I got $1,500 a month for the next 3 or 4 months, I could make a move. I could live on it.
Sure.
You know, it could take 3 or 4 months before you're making more than that. But so then what happens is the question to make the jump is really then, how do I replace $1,500 a month?
That's exactly the question.
So $1,500 a month, well, shoot, that's just 2 people buying something for $750. And there's a lot of things. This is the greatest time in the world for people to be an entrepreneur, especially in this city.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I talk about publishing a book. And so, you know, you can publish a book and well before you physically get the book, you can bring in $1,500. I mean, if people came to my seminar, I'll show them how to do that in a nanosecond.
I can attest to that, yeah.
You've just came out of it. So, you know, if you sold ads in the back of the book, you know, for people who might want to advertise to your readers, and you sold that, let's say, for £2,000 or £3,000. Well, geez, you'd only need to sell one of those every 2 months to cover the $1,500 basic expense.
Absolutely.
And if you did that over and over again, so I think first, create a clear path for you to run on in terms of how to replace your existing income. Of course, you need to, like, that's why I'm so impressed with your group, because, you know, we need people together. You know, if people are together, much more apt to stick with it. So people need to go after your group and, you know, escape that rat race within 12 months. Man, oh man, that's also a fabulous book title, by the way.
I know. I'm working on that one already.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Gerry. Appreciate it. So, just, Gerry, you mentioned as well about charity. How important is it to you for people to have a purpose and to give back, even at a stage where they don't necessarily have a lot of financial, you know, funds?
Well, I'll tell you this. It's much easier to give a percentage of your income away when it's small than when your income goes crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I bring in tens of millions of dollars a year. If I'd have started now, it'd be really tough to give up that kind of income. But I started when I was broke. I knew right away. I read a book called The Richest Man in Babylon, which everybody should read.
Absolutely.
And it talks about paying yourself first and giving another percentage away. If you can start doing that early, by the time a year, 2 years, 5 years goes away, you've made a significant contribution to this world. And I find that when you give away, you're in a different energy. You know, you're grateful for what you have. You're grateful for the fact that you can contribute, even in a small way, to other people. But I suggest it be a percentage and that it be consistent. Mm-hmm. You have to go with 100% compliance.
Sure.
Because if you had to, everybody listening to this could live on 10% less.
Yeah.
Of course they could.
Absolutely.
5%, whatever it is.
Yeah, no, that's cool. One final question, Gerry. So we're here, obviously, we've just completed the weekend, Publish a Book and Grow Rich seminar. It's been absolutely fantastic. It's been a pleasure. Gerry, you've been speaking for 28 years, if I'm not incorrect. Was there a moment back all those years when you really turned around and looked at yourself and said, you know what, enough is enough, I'm going to make a change? Was there a pivotal moment?
Well, there was. I met a mentor who challenged me with my potential. And I was just so sick and tired of seeing everybody else win. You know, to be the thought of working for somebody else the whole time, really a rat race is a good way of looking at it. Another way, somebody said, you know, you get a chicken little degree from a chicken little university, you go and get a chicken little job, making a chicken little paycheck. He said, that's not life, that's chicken feed. And I knew that I didn't want to make somebody else's dream. I wanted to make my own. You know, and people who get out of the rat race, you know, have freedom. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. I mean, people need to understand if they're going to get out of the rat race, they better be skilled in dealing with frustration. It's not easy. You know, Les Brown just recently told me that, you know, the people who win in life are people who are willing to do what other people are not willing to do, so that they can have what other people are not going to get. Uh-huh. And so you got to be willing to do that. And you know, it's a good life. You know, you take control of your future. The wealth plan that most people are on today will never work. They live paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. And most people are so close to disaster. If something happened and they didn't get a paycheck for a month or two, they'd be financially destitute. And it's so silly. I grew up in absolute poverty, and now I bring in tens of millions of dollars a year. And if I could do it, anybody can do it. Sure. And so my encouragement to everybody is get a plan, get a mastermind group, do what you can to get people to believe in you, surround yourself with good people, get strategies. I'll tell everybody, just like I told you, that if they contact you, they can get a free ticket to my seminar, Publish a Book and Grow Rich. All they got to do is get in touch with you. Christian will give you the link, and come to my seminar. Learn how average, ordinary people who want to get out of the rat race are doing it by publishing a book. It's easy. It's not difficult. You don't have to be an expert. You just got to make a decision that you've had enough and that you want to escape that rat race.
Yeah, you got it.
I'll be happy to help them next time I come to London.
That's awesome. Gerry, it's been a pleasure spending the weekend with you. To your continued success and the growth of Black Card, thanks so much.
Christian, you're awesome. Thanks.
Thank you, Gerry.